The lieutenant handed us the proclamation, but the words within did not mirror the feelings I saw etched on his face or the faces of the men sitting with me. It read, "Rejoice, people of Hjarlande. The glory of Númenor is reborn. Ar-Gimmelcad, first in the blood, son of gold, the righteous storm upon the sea and king to all, has crushed the pretenders to our rightful birthright. The great city of Osgiliath and the mighty bastion of Minas Tirith have both fallen to our king's might and glory. The puppets of the Valar have fled, throwing down their weapons in awe of our coming majesty. The people have seen the truth in our words and bow down before our king. Númenor's glory will be born anew." Such fanciful words, meant only to stir up more support for our great king. The people back home know nothing of his cowardice, his poor military command, or his utter stupidity. We landed south of Osgiliath and met no resistance from the Gondorians. Our army marched right up to the walls, if you can call them that, of the great city, and it fell with ease. The garrison fought to the last, but every man was slain. Our lawkeeper is certain that we killed the son of the Lord of Gondor in that battle, but I am not so sure of it. All I know is that these men fight as hard as we do, and they are not the weak cowards that they were presented to be by our king. Speaking of the man, where was our great king throughout this battle, leading our armies from the front line, stirring the men to battle with grand speeches? Not likely. Despite the heroic image he presents in the deserts of home, Ar-Gimmelcad, the righteous storm upon the sea, sat at the back and watched as his men died. Coward. It fell, as usual, to Gimmelzor and Gimmelthon to lead. They are the true commanders of this campaign, and seemingly all but the king know it. Through their might, Osgiliath fell. We set up a defensive camp in the ruins and made ready to send word for reinforcements. We would hold this city until the main army could arrive. But of course, Gimmelcad had other ideas. Buoyed by the easy success in Osgiliath, he mustered our full force and marched on the very walls of Minas Tirith itself. Gimmelzor and Gimmelthon pleaded with their father every step of the way, making the same arguments over and over. "The attack is going to cost us too many men. We must wait for reinforcements, father. We do not have the strength to break through the walls." But Gimmelcad cares little for anything save his fame and glory, and he paid his sons no heed. The city must fall, so that he, of course, can be shown to have exceeded the expectation he set back in the halls of Hjarlande. So the army marched. This city, though, was like nothing I have ever seen. The towers reached beyond the clouds, and the darkness in the lower wall was as like staring into the void itself. Within those walls is the glory we came to seek. Let the pretenders keep the ruined whole of Osgiliath. Minas Tirith would make for the real prize, and when I saw sight of it, I understood why Gimmelcad cared so much for this claim. So, we assaulted those black walls, but, against the odds, there was one more foolish than Gimmelcad. A small, reinforcing army was marching up to the city to bring aid. It was spotted by our scouts early, and Gimmelcad, rightfully, sent the vanguard to stop them and deny the city any such aid and to take it for our own. And then, gloriously, it happened. The great gates of the city swung open, and we were deafened by the sound of 1,000 horns. So strong and almighty was the clamour that it as if it came from the clouds themselves. Gimmelcad had us line the army up before the city, and to our shock, the entire garrison marched out against us, abandoning the security of their walls. It was a simple victory. The Gondorians were hopelessly outnumbered, and our archers were plentiful. Not 4 hours after the horn blast had been made, the banner of Gimmelcad flew above the gates of Minas Tirith. And now, here I sit, trapped in this white prison. Gimmelcad proclaims ultimate victory, and had his scribes pen the proclamation immediately. The people back home will hear of our triumph, but the dust cloud on the southern horizon, and the ground's very trembling that runs through the walls of the city, suggests that I may never follow that proclamation home. The Diary of Avradizimir, armsman of the First Company of Gimmelzor, the invasion of Gondor. My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I'm Arakia Galadirthan, and welcome back to the Ar-Adûnâim's glorious reconquest of Middle-earth in the name of Númenor proper. Now, last time, of course, we took Minas Tirith, we took West Osgiliath, we killed Boromir, we killed Denethor, so Faramir hiding up here in Heneth Anûn is the last remaining family member. Although I do think they have a wider family, so I don't think we're going to be regicide in Gondor anytime soon. Oh, hang on, I haven't locked my cassette. There we are. And something that you were all alluded to in the comments, and I also mentally prepared for, is of course that with the loss of Minas Tirith, Gondor is going to get a last stand army. Certain nations in Divide and Conquer get more than one final army. So you're all very familiar with the last stand because lots of people hate it and lots of people understand why it's necessary, but most people just hate it. But for most factions, of course, it kicks in when a nation goes below 3 regions, and at that point a large full banner army is spawned, usually near to their capital, with medium to late game units that represents the final hurrah of that faction. Now, its purpose, of course, is actually to chiefly counter the AI's stupidity, and it is mostly there to help the AI survive against other AI and counter their moronic decisions. But, of course, when a player takes these locations down to that lower level, they have to deal with the last stand, and lots of people think it's cheesy and annoying. But Gondor are one of the few nations that get more than one, and one other time they get it is when Minas Tirith falls. So when I hit that end turn button, as I am about to do in just a few moments, a large army is going to come back for Minas Tirith, and we must weather that storm. Failing to do so will be absolutely disastrous for us. Ah, dear. But otherwise, though, we are rocking and a-rolling. Now, something that many of you asked as well, and because I didn't show in the last one, is, but Gallo, if the Ardanim do not get any stables, how on earth do you train the Ardanim's elite cavalry unit? Well, of course, the Ardanim's elite cavalry unit comes from key Númenorian cities, such as Minas Tirith, such as Tharbad, Anúminas, Isengard, etc. I'm not entirely certain if it comes from Osgiliath, actually. I don't think it does, because it doesn't have a unique building, because the unit trains out of unique buildings. So you saw it a moment ago when I started this spiel, the Narut and Aru Royal Knights come from the Tower of Ecthelion, and that's what they used to look like. They don't look like that anymore. And the Narut and Aru Royal Guard, who are the bodyguard of our current faction leader, also come from the Tower of Ecthelion. But you will note they require a huge Kingsman culture. It will be a very, very long time before we can train them. And actually, if you wanted to see them, it might be in our best interests to sail back to Umbar and just quickly hop in and capture that, because it's one of the few places in the world that has Kingsman culture. Something I had planned to do, but never got around to, I'm not sure if I even put it on the to-do list, was I had planned at the start of the game to go around, or let's end the turn while I talk about this. I had planned to go around the world and add Kingsmen's culture to the most likely starting locations for the Ardanim, so that when you started there, you'd get a little bit of a buff. Now, of course, it would be a bit of a break, lore-wise, if you will, or fanon lore-wise, so fan canon lore-wise. It would be a bit of a break if Gondor had Kingsman culture. Well, actually, no, Gondor's not a good example. It would be a good example if Tharbad, for example, had Kingsmen culture, because there's no Númenorian heritage left in Tharbad, so that'd be a bit odd. In Gondor, you could pass it, because Gondor had a civil war at one point where they fought against themselves for the leadership of the throne, because one side thought that their blood was being watered down by Northmen and that the new king was going to be weak. So we know that in Gondor there's a propensity for people to see the Ardanim actually as liberators and not conquerors. So it would work here, but in other places it would be a bit silly. But anyway, here we are. Gondor raises an army. Now, with these UI, we tried to add uniformity to them, and it's succeeded, to be honest. So anywhere where you see this shield and 2 swords, it means an army has been spawned for the AI somewhere. Of course, it's called Gondor raises an army, so you'd struggle to not really understand that. But that is what it actually... There's the UI icon as well will give it away, because sometimes the title isn't obvious, although it is in this instance. We are going to massively struggle to hold off this army. And we won't be able to build any buildings, obviously they spawn immediately. Enid-Wyeth has gone to war with Isengard, that's interesting. We can't train anything, so the campaign is now massively going to hinge on how we weather this storm. I'm going to send another unit of those. But hold on, did you just like me more when I took away a unit?
Orders by your command.
That makes absolutely no sense. Anyway, I'm going to put more in here. We've just taken on Avaloben. He is the standard bodyguard, which is why he is free upkeep, because everybody's standard faction bodyguard is always free upkeep as long as you've built a meeting hall. Now, obviously, it relies on the number of free upkeeps that you have in that city, but if nothing else is using that free upkeep slot, then your generals always will. So generals always get free upkeep, which is part of the reason why Denethor doesn't have Citadel Guard as his bodyguard and instead has Gondor's standard bodyguard, so he is free. And I've already gone into why we didn't want to give him a custom general. Right, Gondor takes their turn right at the end, remember, so let's see what their plan is. Nothing, they moved the army away. Well, that is interesting.
Your orders. What is it you wish to discuss?
Hold on, Principality of Dol Amroth. Oh, if I ally with them, will it piece me out with... it will, won't it? It won't break their alliance with Gondor, it will piece me with Gondor. They are bankrupt, which means they're not going to be paying me any money. What about just some trade rights?
You hold us at ransom, and you know this.
Oh, I do hold you at ransom. I actually wouldn't say no to an alliance, to be honest. There's just because they're Dol Amroth. I just love Dol Amroth so much. Oh, brilliant. I cannot be rewarded because I cannot recruit any units. Well, la-di-bloody-da. Thank you, game. That's just what I wanted to hear. You little...
my lord.
I can't believe they've just done this to me.
This tower will keep.
Where on earth is Himian going, though? And why is he not coming back to focus on us?
Yes,
is being my question.
There is no glory in hiding.
There we are. Build us a watchtower out on the end there.
This
Build me another
tower
one there
will
as well.
keep
I just
vigil
love a
over the
watchtower.
lands. This tower will keep vigil over the land.
Gondor are coming for us in
We can
Osgiliath,
go
though,
no
and they
further,
didn't
my
take
lord.
Eastern, so I think we should probably pounce on that. Himian can't actually get back to us, can he? No, yes he can. Let's just turn off the UI. Yeah, he can. Bugger. Oh, but we can pin him by standing someone on that bridge. Is there anyone that's low?
Tomorrow.
Nardu Tariq.
My lord.
Your mere presence on that bridge will slow his advance.
Yes.
Yes,
Nice.
my lord.
I know you're a good unit. I probably
Making
shouldn't use you on that
camp here.
bridge, but it gives us a blocker. I need Gondor to act as a buffer for Mordor, really. And they're not doing that at the moment. Indrazor, go and find out what's happening at Calenhad. Oh, Calenhad has nothing. Do we nip over and take Calenhad? No, that's... No. We're not at war with Rohan, though, so that's actually quite a safe region for us. But we risk Caer Andros flooding it. But Caer Andros is being besieged. Mordor will probably try and ally with us. We're not the same culture as them, but they are predisposed to like us a little bit. But I think we need to hit Captain Ar-Adûnâim, and I think we need to take Eastern Osgiliath, don't we? But we just don't want to stretch our forces too thin. Until Himian has been killed, we cannot risk losing too many troops. But Osgiliath has only got one turn until we can train more. And we do just about make money. But with another town added in, we'll make even more money. I think for now, we definitely need to go and hit this fellow over here. So leave behind a halberdier unit. Oh, hang on.
Orders.
Yes.
Why
your
can't I
orders, my
move
lord.
any of the generals?
My lord. My lord. Your will.
Yes, your
Oh, it's just
your
him.
lord.
Oh, of course,
Yes,
of
my
course,
lord.
of course.
Your
Sorry.
orders, my lord.
Complete dunce moment there. Right, now here's a little tip for you. Never click the attack button on the army in the middle if the game ever lets you. I mean, here, fortunately, it's not. Because then your units will try and walk all the way around. You need to move into the town, and then once in the town, you
Yes,
select
my
everyone, and then attack.
My lord. To battle.
And this is going to be the end of Eastern Osgiliath, so we might as well take it. We'll see if Mordor declare war on us straight away or not. I'm not going to declare war on Mordor until absolutely necessary, or unless in retaliation for their declaring on us. I want the campaign to be as challenging as all of you do, but I am not stupid, despite what many of you might wish to believe. And attacking Mordor whilst already at war with Gondor this early, when we're waiting for the Gondor Last Stand army to decide its own fate, is absolute suicide. So we're not going to war with Mordor just yet. But if they attack us, then so be it. We will deal with that. Now, we annoyingly, though, have to fight across the bridge here. And will Gondor actually use that to their advantage? Or are they just going to pull back and stand somewhere over here? Remember, this, despite being in Osgiliath, this is not a town battle. So we haven't got a square to capture or anything. Although, actually, in this... I do remember RK saying he made this bridge passable. Ah, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Alright, so, Rosadan. You two of you are going to go that way. I'm going to group you together and form you into a team. Oh, no. Team 1 always needs to be on the left. Team 2 always needs to be on the right. It annoys me to no end when they're not that way around. Right, so Team 2, you're going right. Team 1, you're going left. Archers, if you divvy yourselves up into 2 groups as well. And we'll, then we can get across the bridge in 2 places. You're going to go that way, so Gimmelcard, you go that way. We've got Household Guard with us, you can go on the right. So you guys go that way, and then everyone else just sort of stand in the middle and we'll move you as how we need to. The enemy are bringing in reinforcements. Right, Team 1, walk to that central island. Team 3, follow them up. We take this city in the name of our ancestors. Gimmelcard leads in glory, and Ar-Pharazôn watches over us all from the halls of Valinor itself. We will not let his memory die. Oh, it would appear that no, this bridge is not actually passable because of one section in the middle there, was that it suddenly changed? Cannot move there, the path is obstructed. No, it still shows us being able to walk. Ah, no, but when you click, they just don't do anything. No, yeah. So ignore all of that, you cannot walk across that bridge. So Team 1 and Team 2 just form together and become Team 1 and walk yourselves to there. Team 2 and Team 3 group together and let's just get you across. And the rest of you can become a team and let's move you over here so that you can flank on that right hand side. Just walk over here for now, please. There we are. Right, let's speed her up. Over we go. We don't want to sprint. We don't need to. We don't need to knacker everyone out. In the comments on the first episode of this campaign, many of you reported back on what you thought of the various looks to the Ardanim. And to be honest, the overwhelming majority of you really like the new designs, and I am with you. But one comment that I did think had merit, actually, was that the Rosadan units should have a non-metal helmet to really differentiate them from the Ar-Adûnâim units, who obviously have the more armoured look and are knocking around in here, where there's the ones with the two-handed swords there. So they've got the more armoured look, so the helmet can match then with their the armour on their legs and their arms. But then the Rosadan, because the Rosadan have the completely unarmoured design, and they're wearing, the only armour they've really got is the helmet and the coif underneath. So I think there was merit to that, giving them a sort of leather helmet instead of a metal one. But ultimately, obviously, the decision is no, not only is it not up to me, but I have absolutely no say in it either. But they may well, the team may have read your comments, and if they think any comment has merit, of course, they'll discuss it and possibly act on it. So do comment on what you feel of the new designs, because I have no doubt that those comments will find their way back to the team eventually. We're getting shot at. Oh, and they're coming towards us. There's the reinforcements coming through. Sprint in. Alright, Gimmelcard, it is time to sprint now, because otherwise we're just going to take loads of damage. Let's send our 3 generals to the right.
Victory will be ours.
You guys to the left. Can I ask why you stopped? Oh, of course, halberdiers never sprint, do they? Unless you take them off of their special ability, their wall formation. Just get in there. Oh, Gondor Cavalry militia against 2 halberdier units. It's like they have a death wish. Let's go, spears and everyone. It's going to turn into a great blob battle, but these battle maps always do. Alright, but our ace in the hole are our 3 generals units who can flank around over here. Might get them killed. Let's hope not. We managed to go, in the Woodland Realm campaign, we've managed to now play every single campaign, the whole campaign thus far, without losing a single proper general. Obviously, we can lose the backup generals. They just don't care at all. It doesn't matter at all. They're a dime a dozen. Until we make an emotional connection to one, we're not bothered about them dying. But the custom generals are who we try and keep alive. And in the Woodland Realm campaign, I haven't lost a single one yet. So I'm very chuffed with this. I really like that new narrow design. I have to confess, It's just got such a nice look to it. And wait till you see the mounts of the horses. That one isn't actually in the game yet, so if I train one of those horses, you won't see it at the moment. But when it does join in, when it does come into the game, it looks fantastic. Gondor Cav Militia. Let's just get them out of the game. Right, let's speed this up because it is just a slog to the victory. We're probably going to lose a fair few archers, which is disappointing. What are the stats? 21% plays 36%. I can't remember how, if we're outnumbered or not. Oh, there's the Fountain Guard, looking very nice. See the helmets from afar. Everyone's slogging away. No one's in defensive mode. And they foolishly, as I say, charged their cavalry into our general's bodyguard, who happen to be spearmen. Come on, guys, you are elite spearmen, and this is cavalry militia. Right, armsmen, let's get you over there. You're going to take out those archer militia. Backup general, you're going to hit them in the back, and Ar-Adûnâim, you're going to do the same. Get stuck in. Give the Númenórean war cry. Oh, the armsmen are chasing those archers down. Now, armsmen then, new plan. Oh, it's Gilead veterans. That's the other Osgiliath general. I saw some people were disappointed that Boromir has Osgiliath veterans. But do know, Osgiliath veterans are one of Gondor's best sword and board units when they finish with their bows. So they are an excellent general's bodyguard. They can use their arrows when the battle begins to essentially protect themselves.
The enemy general flees like the
and then when things take a little bit of a turn, they're able to... Oh, look, our line is completely capitulated then. They are punching right through to our archers. Come on, hit them. I think we're going to take too many losses in this battle, and it's going to absolutely ruin our chances, I think. Our general's bodyguard has caused the enemy... Are they fighting or fleeing? Yeah, we're going to lose 50% of our army.
Our men have captured the enemy general.
This was not the
Guard
play.
him well and make it so he can see us defeat the rest of his
This was
army.
definitely not the play. Oh dear, Hemion or whatever he's called is going to hit Minas Tirith and take
Victory
it.
will be ours.
I can see it now. Are they running? I think they're running. Who's still fighting then? Is it the veterans? Almost certainly. Captain Aradon fell. No, we're not interested in Aradon though. We want the actual general to die. 37 Osgiliath veterans have made it out of there alive. Give another Númenórean war cry. Are they actually trying to rout? I think they are. They're trying to do a normal runaway rather than a routing runaway. No, just kill that Fountain Guard for now.
Flees the field. Pursue and run them down.
Thank you. Yeah, they are. They're scampering. Now we just have to wait for them to run away. If we exit now, it will count as a win for them. Maybe then that is why that bridge has never been allowed to cross, because maybe the game can't do this actual bridge. But then actual bridges have gaps underneath them, don't they? So no, that's nonsense, because bridges over rivers work. So I do not know why that bridge has never been allowed to work. I agree. There was a comment as well that I thought was ideal, which is in the ruined version of this battle map, make that bridge passable, cut out this completely ridiculous walkway thing which currently acts as the bridge, and then add a wooden sections of that one so that this bridge then also becomes passable. And then this battle map would instantly become better. But as it stands...
The battle is very much... The enemy general lies dead.
Oh, nice. Maimon has gone down. Well done. So I do think the only thing left now is those fellows running away over there. Oh, they're Fountain Guard. That's why they're taking so long. Oh, please tell me you are actually running away, Fountain Guard. Are you now coming back to hit us? I bet they are. I bet they are. They just can't make their minds up. Oh, goodness sake. They've walked This is why you need to have a battle time limit. Things like this happen where the AI just doesn't understand how life works. No, don't stop on the bridge and do arcing shots. You won't kill a single one. Let's run around and we'll chase them through the ruins of Osgiliath. City of Stars. It was so fortuitous that the Battle of Middle-earth video this week was also the attack on Osgiliath. So I could name both episodes the same thing. I really enjoyed that. I'm sure many people didn't like 2 episodes with the same name, but for me personally, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Right, round we come. City maps just totally wig out armies. They really, really struggle. He's coming across as well as a backup, but now we can finally end this. A couple of volleys should be enough. Although that Fountain Guard is holding off. Did you see him basically dancing around the arrows? And there he goes.
This is a clear
Goodness
victory.
for that. 844 men died. At least they didn't get any Gondor defenders. 214 kills, one of the halberdiers. 163, another halberdier. Halberdier's doing very well. They're going to be our bread and butter. Now, you saw, when I hovered over the fortress of Osgiliath, that we can get our militia tier units, the Azrazair. We can get them as soon as we have 5% King's Culture. Another change to support the Ardaним's transitory existence is to allow their militia to have a really low culture requirement. But to be honest, I think it would probably serve the Ardanim to actually have no requirement for their militia.
Glory, honor, victory.
Right, well done,
Your
everyone.
orders, my lord.
We shall engage.
Just occupy it. It's got
We
no
have
people in it.
triumphed.
And we can do the tax rate
My
because this
lord,
one's a city.
Our courage and honor.
Alright, let's get that repaired. And what we could really do with is a militia garrison. But it takes 5 turns to build and it costs half our gold. No, I'm going to go a conscription camp. And I'm going to gamble. This foolish gamble that it may be.
Yes.
I'm
my
going to
lord.
gamble that
We can go
Mordor
no
are
further,
not
my lord.
going to attack us.
Yes, my lord.
You guys are going to go back into Minas Tirith. But then the whole family's in Minas Tirith.
Your
Gimmelzor,
orders, my
you
lord.
become the governor of Osgiliath. Send all of those back to Minas
As
Tirith.
you wish.
Yes, my lord.
Avaloman will come back.
We shall continue.
As soon as the construction camp builds, we can train units. So we've just got... we've only got a few turns to hold on. It's just what will Himian do.
Your will, my lord.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear,
Your
oh dear, oh
orders,
dear, oh
my
dear.
lord.
If Mordor want to attack us now is absolutely their time. Ithilien is held by rebels, so Gondor are not going to be coming from our north, I don't think, with Mordor attacking them at Caerandros. But let's do this. Let's end the turn and see what happens. I absolutely have visions of this campaign failing within the first like 5 episodes. Oh dear, Mordor haven't attacked me, so a brief respite. And Gondor have attacked me on the bridge, as we thought they would, but that buys us some time. Just
Fall
withdraw.
back and regroup. We'll make camp here.
And then he's pushed across. Oh, they've used 2 different armies. That means the main army can hit Minas Tirith. If that army attacks Minas Tirith, we will lose Minas Tirith. Oh, we just... What?
The day is ours.
That was a ridiculous victory.
March to
No,
exhaustion.
don't
Continuing
you do
later.
it. No!
We must make a stand.
No.
We are besieged.
We shouldn't have taken Minas Tirith. We should have taken Caerandros and just kept sieging Minas Tirith. Damn. The attack on Osgiliath has absolutely cost me. What are 4 trash units actually going to do in the fight against this army? I mean, just look at it. How many... Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can hold for the full duration, and that will give us the win. They've got to get to the top of Minas Tirith. We will make them pay for every inch of the 7 levels of that city, and they will lose to morale and fatigue, buying us enough time to get the conscripts from Western Osgiliath in. And East Osgiliath if we can. Alright. Alright, give me your best shot, you bastards. I mean, they might just siege us out. I'm going to save it. I don't know why I'm going to save it. I don't save scum. If we lose, we lose. I don't know what we'll do if we lose. Probably start again. Oh dear. Alright, come on then, Gondor. Hit me. Come and have a go if you think you are hard enough. I'm pleased that we got Gilmazor out. At least if then we fail. If we fall, it won't matter as much. We can't even take Ithilien, though, to retreat to Ithilien and leave Gondor and Mordor to their fighting, because Ithilien has a massive rebel garrison. Here we go. Brace yourselves, everyone. It's about to go off. We can hold them. We can hold them with the battle time limit. And that will force them back. The towers... Oh, Minas Tirith has rubbish towers, doesn't it? It barely fires anything. But... we are outnumbered 2 to 1, just a little over. But we've got Argimilcad. We've... I can't even bring myself to muster the courage to speak in strength. We're going to die here, aren't we? And this campaign is going to come crashing down almost
The tide of battle seems to have turned against us.
Right, welcome to the great city of Minas Tirith, City of Guard. All of these wonderful looking buildings are just that. Buildings. They don't fire anything. It's very frustrating. The only 2 towers are these 2 next to the gate, which makes the lower tier defense of Minas Tirith actually pretty useless. Oh, you do get those 2 by the side of the gate, actually. Oh, that's nice. Oh, and that one's shown as a tower. Ah, so you get the first 4, and then they turn into buildings. Oh, no, look, that one's a tower as well. Oh, smashing. Ignore me, then. We've got some towers. But what is going to be chief in our victory today is this. The long, winding path that the enemy has to take through the city of Minas Tirith, underneath the great awning in the middle. Oh, let's turn the camera up. I'm up onto the 2nd level. We curl up this steep slope here. Sharp turn to the left and back in again. We curl once again underneath the rock that juts out in the centre. Climb another steep face, right again, back up and back underneath the rock until you hit the 2nd gate. Then the enemy has to slog their way up this slope, turn on themselves, up a further slope, back once again, all the way to the tippity top where the white tree stands in the central courtyard beneath the great tower of Ecthelion, rising high into the sky. So they've got 30 real-life minutes to get through here. Now, we'll spend a lot of that at time 6, so it won't actually take 30 minutes. If we do the whole thing at time 6, it will take 5 minutes. But we won't obviously do that. But what we are going to do is put the generals so that they are freshest. They are going to defend the 2nd gate, which might make our forces down below a little tired. But I'm going to put the generals up here. And it's just, this city is so hard to lay troops out. But this is one of the few places where I put up with how annoying it is to manage your forces. Because the city is such a good representation. This is one of the best Minas Tiriths in video games, in my opinion. And it would only serve to be better if things like that actually fired. That trebuchet is primed and ready to rain furious hellfire down upon our enemy. But of course it will not do that. And out on the field is the Gondorian Reclamation Army. Gondorian soldiers that don't have full upgrades yet, so they've not got the full plate armor. But there are some Citadel Guard out here, as you can see. We've already looked at the Axemen of Lasarnak in the centre there. They've got armor upgrades. Oh no, they've not. They're not fully upgraded. It's going to be a tough one. So, defending at the gate for as long as possible is one of our tasks. So we're going to have you guys come and stand at the gate. But don't stand at the actual gate. Stand just behind it. And hold firm. Although you're a spear unit, aren't you, actually? You could stand in the gate. Yeah, let's make the enemy pay. And then we've got halberdiers here, who we will move in a moment, because they're already where we need them to be. 84 archers. You guys are going to go on the walls. So we've got 150 of you to go there. Which will claim those 2 towers. That'll be enough. And these 2 are the only towers that are actually going to do anything, let's be honest. The enemy's not going to go far enough down the wall. The Ar-Adûnâim Nardubawib, I would like you to come and stand on this line. Don't fire at will and take a defensive position. So you're going to fire down onto the enemy down here. So we've got you and you at the gate. And then we've got 68 of you who are going to come and stand in front of them. And then it really is just a case of delaying the enemy at any defensive point that we can. I'm tempted to pull the footmen back, actually. And put them, like, somewhere up here. Because those 10 guys aren't going to do anything, are they? I am going to pull the footmen back, and they're going to hold there. And you 10 come around and stand here. Turn and face, though, if you would. Turn and face. Go on. There we go. You can do it. No, you can shield wall as well. Do it. So, a lot of our forces down at the bottom. It's just a case of delaying. I'm not sure those archers should stand on that wall, though, because I think those archers will cover the whole wall. No, I don't think they should. So what we will do is pull them back with the shield wall. So you guys stand there. Don't fire at will, because you'll do arcing shots and waste all your arrows. Okay, everyone. Let's do this. Let's get our generals set up while we wait. If you turn around, I think you can maneuver up here a bit better. Tell you what, no, he should take the front line. Our Gimmelcad can go just behind. And then the Baruthiel's watch, obviously, take the slope. Although, take the slope the other way, if you would. So that the general's at the top, not at the bottom. Off they go. The archers, you can start firing. Towers, are we firing? Towers? No, the towers are doing nothing. Not getting a single shot off from the towers. So brilliant. So despite this being a fantastic battle map in terms of the timer, it is a damn near useless battle map in terms of the arrow towers. The one time we really need the arrow towers to shine, and they don't do anything. Right, you guys, tighter formation, pull back into between the houses there. You fellows do the same sort of thing. Well, they do take a bit of a wider position, actually. That's good. Gentlemen at the gates. Defensive formation. This is our city, men. These Gondorian pretenders. And look, their army starts really far away, which is going to help us on the timer. Remember, we're not going to win this by martial prowess. We're going to win this through, I'm afraid, cheesing the game's timer. But if we can hold on to this grand city, it will be a huge victory. Because we are just turns away from starting to be able to train trash. And just anything we can throw at the enemy.
The walls are no longer ours. The enemy have taken them.
Remember, halberdiers, whilst being anti-cavalry, are armor-piercing, and that always works in their favour.
Almost certain.
We shall see. They haven't bothered with the siege tower in the end. Now, the tower is firing. But they've lost no percent of their army, and we've lost almost all of ours. So these archers aren't actually going to do anything. So let's just get them off the wall straight away. Run yourselves down there. And take him as well. Off you go. Oh yeah, this battle map is going to lag hard, by the way. You're probably all very well aware of that. You've played Minas Tirith before, I have no doubt. It can be quite a lag fest. The towers are now firing. They are supporting. Right, you guys can turn on your fire. Let's get you off the wall. There we go. That's all of you, isn't it? Yep. Come and stand behind them. The game will handle it better if we don't play at ×6. Right, Rosedan, you've done an absolute bang-up job of pinning the enemy in place. You can fire on them, I know you can. Once the enemy starts to get closer, I think I'm going to run the archers away. Actually, if you can run down there, and then you guys can come here, we can shoot better. Get into positions, get into positions. The Rosedan at the front are going to unfortunately give all of their lives. They know what they signed up for when they sailed from the south. Oh no, you're doing arcing shots, don't do that. Come out of fire at will as well, because we are going to want to run those archers away when the enemy line hits the Rosedan, the second Rosedan force. That's what we like to see. That time is ticking down. Gondor looks fantastic though, even to this day. Look at the quality of the Gondor units. Almost every single Gondorian unit in this mod was made by Taro M. When I first started modding all those years ago, Taro M was the name in unit model creation. And he created all of Gondor and all of Dol Amroth. And he very kindly allowed us to use his works, because he allowed anyone to use any of his works. He was a very nice guy. Unfortunately, though, he also kind of stopped modding about a year or so after I started doing it properly. But we are left with his fantastic legacy of these amazing Gondorians. And if you go back to the original Third Age and look at Gondor, and then come back and look at his Gondor, the quality difference is astounding. He makes his Gondorians in their full plate armor always look like humans wearing armor. The Gondorians from the original Third Age look like robot men who have created, like, who didn't quite know what a human anatomy looks like. And the armor always looks like it's triple XL for a human who should be wearing a small, for example. Right, the front line has gone down, but the enemy has paid. Nearly 10% of them have died at the gate alone. Get some more shots off with those archers. A couple more volleys at least, and then we'll run away. We need to make sure we utilise all of our arrows. We can't have these guys fighting in melee. But the longer that the enemy wants to stand and fight, it wants to sort of dawdle like this, so we'll take that. This is not a good archer enemy for us, though, because most of the Gondorian forces have shields, and we're shooting them from the front, which is a perfect method of ensuring that you don't do any damage with your arrows. Remember that shields are one of the best anti-arrow defenses in the game, and the shield arrow bonus is applied when you are shooting them from the front. So we are wasting most of our arrows, to be completely honest. So we should target the Dasanic Axemen, but I think that's as close as we want to get, so get that last volley off. And then you guys are out. Just pause it, just pause it, just pause it, just pause it. Just sprint up there for now, and then we'll move you when the time comes. Good luck, Rosadan. Remember, you give your lives in service to your country, and you will be remembered. Once this battle is won, the names of all that fall will be etched into the very walls of the gate itself, so that anyone that enters this city will see the blood price that has been paid for it to be held by the rightful Luminorians. The banners of Gondor push hard against the fantastic Ar-Adûnâim banner. But our archers made it away. So the battle for the second level will soon begin. Now, it's no good the archers defending. What I think we are going to want to do is pull that shield wall further down and bring the other archers. One of you can go to there. Defeat is not certain, announcer man. Right, and then this archer, I'm going to walk this one back up to here, I think. No, I tell you what, if you go even higher than that, come and stand up there, and the 10 guys who are blocking that path... We're really having to be frugal with our units. You guys come out of shield wall so that you're wider, actually, and come and stand right in the way there. And that'll buy those archers a bit more time as well. Alright, the Gondor horde pushes through. We are closing in on, I would say, a quarter of the time. Maybe a little over a quarter of the time, actually. Oh, and the enemy started to fire back. The Ithilien Rangers trying to get involved. 7 Rosadan, 7 brave souls, surrounded by the stars and the tree of Gondor, hold that gateway entrance. But our units are out. It now falls onto these fellows to hold the Narduzagar. You are going to be... I'm sorry, chaps. You know what you're about to do, and we all thank you for it. I really like that shield on their arm. I know that the shield on the arm, as someone pointed out in the comments, is primarily a tournament thing and is mostly for show, and you'd never really use it in battle because it definitely gets in the way. But equally, this is a fantasy game, and the unit designs, you need something to make unit designs stand out and appear different. Otherwise, every two-handed sword looks the same, and every axeman looks the same. Maybe they're in different visuals for the factions that they are a part of. But I think it is very good to add little things like that in. Alright, let's get involved, guys. Pin the enemy in the entranceway. The two-handed sword. Now, they will shred Ithilien Rangers. Now, obviously, there's only 5 of them, so they're not going to shred loads. And, in fact, one has already died. But Ithilien Rangers, not really a match for Narduzagar if they were a full battalion. But they've bought us some time. They've bought us some time. We pull back to the next stage.
Defeat seems almost certain.
You guys get a better sprint out, actually. Alright. Archers. You will now be called 4th. Hit those Athelian Rangers. Knock and loose. Oh, this is a perfect firing position. Athelian Rangers are a prime arrow target because they don't have any defenses against arrow fire, really. We're down to only 10% of the enemy and we've lost 25. But remember, they've got to bring the battering ram up. That is what will be the time save. The AI knows they need to, and as you can see, they are bringing it up. But they've got to walk that battering ram all the way up here and take down the second gate. We could do this. We could do this. Yes, we lost the gate, of course we did. We don't need to worry about that. Right, archers. Primarily focus your fire on the Athelians, and as enemy units walk through them, they'll take damage too. I'm not too worried about the Athelian Rangers or the damage that they're going to do, to be honest. Although, actually, if you hit the Gondor archers, they're sort of the central linchpin there, aren't they? You'll hit far more with wayward shots that way. Oh, and I did the... My button only does 6 and 2, 6 and 2. Although times 6 isn't too bad, it just stutters every now and then. But we can put up with that. We'll endure a little bit of stuttering. You are firing, right? Let fly, men, let fly! 14% of the enemy has died, and the enemy forces now are coming. Right, 84 of you. You have now paid... you've now done what we need you to, which is to say you've fired all of your arrows. So let's swap you two around and have you support them as a militia, as a melee force. And where did you guys... You're on the next step there. No, actually, yes, much better. 84 of you, pull back and support these guys. And then the Narduba Whip can get some more shots off as well. Perfect. Alright, you fellows. Hit that Gondor Arch unit. And footmen, hold them back. The shield wall will hold fairly well, I hope. I think the enemy's just going to try and run past our shield wall, though, is the only my only fear.
Changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
15% of them has died. That's not bad, guys. That is not bad. Now we're able to rain fire down on them. As the other line moves out, off you go. Off you go. This is a fantastic defensive ministry. We shall fatigue the enemy to their loss. Oh, bugger. Look at the solid wall of Gondorian spears that now marches forth. That is not what you want to see, is it? Oh, dear. The slow, steady march of our enemy. Right, archers, you're just going to die if you stay there. So you also now pull out. Abandon the spearmen. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm not worried about you being tired, if I'm honest. You could probably... I think it might be a good bet for you to come and stand in front of the gate. So I'll put you in defensive mode. If you come and stand here, then they've got to get through you to get to the gate, and you'll be able to shoot on them as they come down that tunnel. I think that's the best bet. By that point, hopefully the Narduba Whip will be through the gate, so they should be in position. And the enemy's coming through. Right. How are we doing, spearmen? 66. Yeah, they're falling. Alright. Try and hold, try and hold, try and hold, try and hold. Just keep them pinned. Just keep that main body of the army, just this slow like stretch that they're doing to get through. That's what we want to see. Alright, you're in position. Stand defensive. Together, my Lord Sauron. We shall rule this Middle Earth. Right, you can go into shield wall formation then. Right, now Narduba Whip. As that enemy comes around that corner, open fire.
Pray something changes in the course of battle. For defeat
oh, look, they're just
seems
chasing
almost
the other unit. More Gondor archers, target them. Defeat would seem certain, but we're now just under halfway. Those Gondor archers are just going to die. Oh, don't waste your shots on them then, because these guys have got them. Kill them off, that's fine. I think we should pull the Narduba Whip behind the wall. Part of me thinks we should go back now, so that we get that gate open and shut long before the enemy comes. In fact, I'm going to do that. Right, you guys are going to hold. Narduba, let's get you back. Let's go, let's go. Back to the second gate. Right, so they've done about half the city in about half the time. But our best units stand ready on the other side of that gate. That's where we're going to get them. I hope. I'm confident. No, I am confident.
Pray something changes in the course
Go on,
of battle.
get through.
Defeat seems almost certain.
Now shut the gate. Please 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 shut the gate. I hate this game. I hate this game. There we go. Oh, that was so close. Alright, come and stand in the tunnel again, as you said. Perfect. You guys take that position there. You're ready, you're ready, you're ready. We're all ready. Everybody's ready. How near is the enemy? What are they doing on the bottom of the slope? Have they fallen? The last archer's going down. And he's routing. Oh, and it's the banner carrier! I was going to say, we need him to die, because otherwise he'll inadvertently open the gate. Sorry, chum. Your death must be a part of today's proceedings. This is getting so close. They've got to smash down this gate, and then they've got to burn through. We've got our Gimmelcad standing ready. We've got Avaloban standing ready. And our armies and archers are ready. Down to the last few. We've lost 57%, and they've only lost 20%. And... oh, we've got those Rosedown Bowmen. They're doing nicely. That's a cool quiver. That's a very cool quiver. I like that. Oh, look, and the enemy's just going to stand at the end of the tunnel and take it. I mean, we're barely killing any, but they're going to stand there and just endure. That's cool. Cool because it means we get to kill more of them. Alright, the enemy's coming. Keep firing, though. Keep firing.
Defeat seems almost
Surely
certain.
you can shoot. Surely you can shoot. You can't. What? You can't shoot over that wall? Are you joking? All right. Pull our Gimmelcad slightly further back, and pull our Avaloban further back as well. And so then the crossbows should be able to shoot when they break down the gate. Oh, they're getting some shots off. Ceasefire, ceasefire. Oh, we're under attack. Just endure. Alright, our archer finally fell. They're bringing up the ram. Oh, we are taking a pounding. Run him up the hill. Narduba Whip, run down the hill. In fact, Narduba Whip, you need to give up of your lives before the generals, so get in the front line there. Narduba Whip aren't too bad, actually, in melee. So a 7 attack and a 16 defense when the enemy gets through. Alright, they're breaking down the gate now. I don't know where the Athelian Rangers have gone. I think we're going to do it. I think we are going to win it.
Ram has breached the gates.
Balls to defences. Swords out. Charge bonus in effect. Hit the buggers. Well, you'd hope. They didn't actually do it. Crossbows. Now you are free.
Pray something changes
Come on.
in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
Ignore the threats and the worries and the concerns of our advisor. Just fire crossbow bolts into there. Now the crossbows should do really, really, really well against this mass horde. Give a Numenorian battle cry. Crossbows have so much to shoot at. 26% of the enemy is now paid. We've just got to wait for that little blue line to disappear, and then we've got this. Come on, you can shoot many, 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 many times into there, surely. Who on earth is shooting you from down here? Are you getting shot from down there? Or is it Athelian Ranger's arrows missing? No, it's Athelian Ranger's arrows missing. We're onto the timer. We've definitely got this. You give a Numenorian cry as well.
something changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
We got this. We've definitely got this. Avloban might die though, but I think we can do it. Avloban's right out the front there, and he's playing aggressively. 50 seconds, and then the enemy will be forced to withdraw. Too many losses, too much bloodshed.
The day is done.
Yes! Yes! Attrition! Himion is sent packing. Absolutely fantastic work. Baruthiel's watch took 229, even though they were only fighting at the end. But that was perfect crossbow conditions, so not surprising there. Even Ard-Gimelkad managed to kill 9 somehow, over there on that right-hand side. Fantastic work. 166 Nardubawib, they did very well before they paid. 151 Resident Bowman. Brilliant work. Gondor has been sent packing for a brief time. That has only bought us time, though, remember. That is not going to solve all of our problems. But Minas Tirith has been held against the odds. Against all the odds. I can't believe we managed to do that. I don't think we'll be able to do it again. But if we've got even just one turn to get those troops from Osgiliath into Minas Tirith, then we can keep basically doing that. Although if we have to do a battle like that again, I will abridge it, so I will cut certain aspects out. Oh, but Himion has been sent back. Oh, Fornost has been assaulted. And because the turn passed, yes! We've got 2 more units. Get them in. Bolster those defences. I'm tempted to swap Kalimetar and Lord Gimmelzor around, so that if Gondor get any ideas... I know that Gondor are flooding on the eastern side as well. Where are Mordor? Where the bloody hell is Mordor in all of this? This is getting out of hand. Oh, you can retrain. Oh, that's good. And in one turn, they'll get the conscription camp there as well. Oh, and you're building that, which is nice to see. As soon as we have 5% culture here, so the next thing is definitely got to be the Dark Sanctuary. But as soon as we get 5%, we can get Raiders and Archers as well. And then that gives us some more defense. Raiders and Archers here come from the barracks, don't they? As was I, warriors. No, they must come from... Is it the Town Hall? The Town Hall, yeah. So again, once we get 5% culture in either of these places, we've got it. So you go with a similar building lineup and then get me the Dark Temple, the Dark Sanctuary. Whilst the simple sanctuary is built in the image of the great temple of Melkor on Númenor, the peoples of the far south no longer worship Melkor as they once did. As such, they cannot be considered true followers of Melkor any longer. Instead, they now propagate the learnings and teachings of the ancient king's men who controlled Númenor at the height of its glory. This small sanctuary provides a place for the locals to gather, train, and listen to speakers. And it gives a cultural increase bonus. Now, the reason it says that twice is because it gives a cultural increase bonus of 1% in towns, and it gives 1% in castles. But the game never differentiated between those two things. So wherever you see double lines, it means that it's just that building can be built in both towns and castles, and it has a different effect in each. So that's why it shows it like that. But that is going to be a fantastic place to pause the campaign. If we can just hold Himion on long enough that we can start getting some trash out. Oh dear, it's a lot of turns until you can get more trash. And what do we need to get the second tier of the auxiliary outpost? The Barracks of True Sons requires a blacksmith to be built. And it gives us Gondor Cavalry, Gondor Infantry, although the Infantry, interestingly, does require Kingsmen. Oh, because that's Cavalry Militia. I'm looking at the wrong thing. So all it gives you is Infantry. You don't get Archers or Spearmen. That surprises me. I thought you did. That's disappointing. Oh well, so it's not really worth it, to be honest, is it? Except you did note there that the Barracks of True Sons comes with a lot of advantages outside of... so this one has a negative happiness, negative law, but increase in tradable goods and building income. The second tier gives a morale bonus to troops and free upkeep, but loses all of the economic implications. So no negative debuffs, but also no positives. It turns into a purely military building. So it is very much up to you, because if you can manage the happiness like we are able to do in Osgiliath, then the conscription camps increase 300 gold and trade is worthwhile. But if you desperately want the second tier units, then you are obviously foregoing an economic choice. And I quite like that, is it means the building's turning into a pure military building, whereas at the moment it's more of a sort of slave trading hub, which generates income. But anyway, for now, I'm going to end episode number 2. Fantastic defensive Minas Tirith. It has held on, and we will hold on with it. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. There will be another Battle for Middle-earth episode tomorrow, and then, of course, the King's Men. You will be joining them again in a live stream on... Oh, no. Bugger. I'm not at home on Saturday morning. I'm going to get my suit made. So then I will live stream on Saturday, but it will not be at the usual time. So you'll just have to stay tuned. I don't know when it will be, but I will do a live stream on Saturday for the next video. So if you watch these without if you don't intend on tuning in on the live stream, then never mind. You'll get an hour and a half long video at the weekend. But for the live stream will not be at 11 o'clock in the morning BST. But until next time, Navar Naden Peramad Melonin, and farewell.